Welcome to our kitchen. My name's Tracy.
And I'm Bryony.
So today we're going to show you how to do some beautiful Moroccan sausage rolls. So Bryony's going to make the filling.
Yes.
And I'm going to do the rolling and the piping and all of that sort of stuff.
It. So I'm finally dicing some onion. We're not nice and fine. And just get that done. Concentrating on my onion there for a second. So we're going to use the KitchenAid today to mix it up. You like using the KitchenAid so you don't get dirty hands?
I do. I just think it's it stems from being an outside caterer and making big batches of things. So I find with the flat beater on the mixer, it actually mixes up your filling quite well, and it sort of stays together really well. So while Bryony's cutting that up, I've got some chopped up apricots, which you can get actually
already diced.
Yeah, I think these come from Queensland, which is fab.
I was going to say they come from Coles. Coles, Queensland.
They come from the shops.
The shops.
They come from Queensland, so those go in. So what we're doing here is we're adding some things, aren't we, into this sausage roll mix to make it Moroccan. So a little bit of sweetness definitely is something that is quite
and
traditional.
So I've
salt flakes, definitely.
Salt flakes in.
Murray River salt flakes.
And this one is Ras Al Hanout. So this is your Moroccan spice mix, which has always got saffron in it. There's about, 20 different spices in there?
Oh, look, I think Ras Al Hanout is an amazing spice mix. I think, 20 or a couple of dozen different spices in there. And it really is showcases the spice merchant's ability to blend spices together.
Yes.
So it's warm and spicy. It's not hot, chili, spicy. It's not got a heat to it, but it's just got this lovely warmth with all the spices in.
All right.
So we're using you can turn that on if you want.
Yes.
We're using the Herbie spices because we love his combo of spices in there. It's got saffron in there as well. A lot of the cheaper Ras Al Hanouts won't have saffron in there.
That's right. So
saffron
it is fairly
gives a
pricey,
lovely,
but it's definitely worth it.
A lovely sort of earthy taste to it as well, which goes really, really well with the lamb. So,
and then the other Moroccan flavouring I've added is the harissa paste. So this is from Christine Mansfield. You can generally find this in some IGAs. Have a look around.
Yeah, it's probably your better food stores.
Better food stores.
The only thing that I would say about the harissa is if you buy the harissa, like the proper, I think it's Tunisian harissa in a tube. Usually they're yellow tubes, almost like toothpaste. Don't ever use it as toothpaste because you'll never be able to speak again. It's so hot. So if you're using the tube and you're not using Chris Manfield's harissa paste, then just bring that quantity down to probably about a half to 1 teaspoon in there.
So this is
I'd start with a half if I was
more of a condiment.
Yeah. So the harissa paste I'd go a bit further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but I just wanted to show you can see how it's sort of coming together a bit easier.
It sort of goes a bit pasty,
like
doesn't
a sausage.
it? Yeah. Yes, so just watch it if you're going to use the harissa in a tube. So those are our things that we recommend, the Ras Al Hanout and the harissa, but you can make your own Ras Al Hanout if you've got the 24 spices in your pantry. That is necessary to make it. This one, there you go, he's got 23 different spices. I love putting this onto chicken, pan frying chicken breasts as well. It's really, really nice. So I've got the Carême puff pastry here that I love making sausage rolls with. I've probably slightly unwrapped it before it was quite defrosted. Sorry.
So that's our favourite pastry, the Carême.
It is beautiful. There again,
Australian.
In freezers, Australian, made in the Barossa Valley by William and Claire Wood. Wonderful people, lovely family business, very, very good. Lots of commercial or professional chefs use this in their restaurants because it's just, you can't make it as well as they can make it. So if you have come to our pies and tarts class,
yes,
then you'll be able to make your own rough puff pastry. And that one's available on the Cooks Collective as well, that masterclass. So you can certainly join the Cooks Collective if you're not already a member and be able to make your own rough puff pastry, which is fab to make.
It is. It's so good.
So I'm going to move that one aside.
Okay.
So all of these products that we're using, the harissa and the ras el hanout, can definitely be utilised in other Moroccan-based recipes as well. Really, really lovely. So I'm going to turn that around actually, and just a little bit of a sprinkle on the top.
And our sausage mix is looking great. So we had in there, what do we have in there? The lamb mince and some sausage meat.
So we always buy sausage meat and our lamb mince from the butcher because we know where it comes from.
Yeah,
which is lovely. Where the meat comes from, not necessarily where the butcher comes from. But yeah, we've got to support these wonderful independent businesses like this and get some really good locally sourced meat. So with the creme pastry, I do like to roll it out just slightly. I don't like
go underneath with this.
I don't like all my I don't like my sausage rolls with totally like loads and loads of pastry. I like the pastry to be quite elegant.
Right.
So I'm going to pop that in half. I'm just going to pop this on our board like that and bring that over. I've got some of the supermarket puff pastry as well, and you can see the difference in quality to that one. This one's got butter in.
Do you want to come under the camera and I'll move over?
Yeah, sure. Not quite sure whether this one is a butter puff. I sort of doubt it. So
no, it's not. But it's puff pastry, but not butter puff.
The difference. So with this one, I've slightly rolled it out, and I'm just going to cut it in half because we thought we'd do a couple with the creme puff pastry, and to show you how that works, and a couple with the pampas as well. So I've created 2 squares similar to the pampas squares, but slightly wider, slightly thinner. So what I'm going to do now, we've got an egg that has been whisked up earlier for our egg wash, and I'm going to move these babies out of the way.
Okay. And I have filled a piping bag without a nozzle. This is Tracy's quick tip.
I love this. So don't overfill your piping bag, just because my hands aren't big enough to do it. I've got little hands, so especially if you've got little hands like me, let's just show them this little tip to make sure that you don't get any of the stuff all coming out the top of the piping bag. You can just lay it, hopefully on this board, you'll be able to see that. And just use a pastry scraper and just scrape all that filling down on the inside, and then it won't come up, go everywhere. So when you're piping, always use, twist the bag around so that you've got a firm clasp on the top, and then I'm going to pipe along the top of these little pieces of puff pastry that I have, and I want to make sure that the thickness of piping actually ensures that I actually can roll this up, because I've done that before. So look at these, and the colour of these eggs, like it looks like we've got our camera colour turned right up, but that's the
charcoal springs.
The charcoal springs, beautiful eggs.
That's right.
So just look at that. I'm a bit generous, aren't I, with my filling? But just so that, and we can slightly pull this over there like that. Don't tell anyone you're doing this, because you'll roll it out perfectly. The next one I'm just going to roll out a little bit more, or pipe a little thinner. But that's the joy about this puff pastry. It is a generous sausage roll. So there's number one. I'll do another one and do that right so that you can see. But as long as you chill that in the fridge, and my definite recommendation is to chill it in the freezer so that it's almost half frozen, and then when you go and cut the sausage rolls, you'll find it so much easier because they won't squish.
Excellent.
All right, so in goes some more of the filling, and make sure that goes down.
But you can store them already like this, frozen, to have on hand to cook whenever you like.
Oh, definitely. I
That
mean,
would
the
be
ones that I
excellent, and
did
only
prepare.
partially defrost them.
Yeah, the ones that I did prepare
Yeah.
that we're cooking right now, so that you guys don't have to wait 25 minutes for them to cook.
That's right.
Those ones are what I actually did at the end of last week. There we go. That's a better one. I actually did at the end of last week, and it means that I can just take them out of the freezer, chop them up, and have them ready to pop in the oven. They can go in the oven even semi-frozen, because pastry's obviously, well, not obviously, but pastry is good going into the oven when it's
Super cold.
really cold.
Yeah.
That's right, especially butter puff pastry.
That's just what I was going to say, especially butter. All right.
So if you haven't got one of these piping bags, I'd go out and get one if I was you, because they're, would you mind refilling? Thank you very much. Because they're really useful to have, and sometimes the plastic bag just doesn't cut the mustard, and we don't want to keep throwing away all the plastic bags,
Yes,
do we?
that's right.
So there you go. There's these ones.
Okay.
So this will give you a perfectly acceptable result.
Sausage roll.
This will give you a spot-on, stunning
Amazing.
result.
That's right.
Very, very different pastry, commercially made, as opposed to the creme, which is handmade in much smaller batches.
Is that enough
So
for your little hands?
That's enough for my little hands. Otherwise, I
You
can't
want
do
to
it.
scrape it with you.
I think we'll be all right.
Okay, so whilst you've done that, I've made a little dipping sauce.
Okay.
So rather than the traditional tomato sauce, Australian
Well,
sausage
because we
roll with
are
tomato.
Moroccan.
Yeah, that's right. So I've just got some Greek yogurt. I've put a bit of salt, a bit of cumin, and a bit of finely chopped mint through there, and that's it. We're gonna try and make this look a bit fancier on the plate too, aren't
Yes, that is a really nice dip. And if you don't want to make the sausage roll part, you can definitely take the. I don't know whether I'd be putting sausage meat in meatballs, but you could, I guess, take the meat and use our little, the little scoops that we suggest, and you can make little Moroccan meatballs with a lovely dip as well. So that will be great for drinky poos, wouldn't it, with friends? Drinky poos. All right. So, I need that, don't I?
You need that.
So, if you wouldn't mind just quickly doing a wipe down, so that when we do, not a wipe out, a wipe down. And I'm just going to show you, sorry, I'll put my knife over there, clearing up.
Keep packing away before you're done.
So, can the cameraman see this from above now?
Yes, maybe.
So I'm just going to score down the sausage rolls. You don't have to. I'll do it on the creme, but not on the other one. Not on the supermarket
Makes
pastry.
it look fancy.
I quite like it because it just gives, it's a little bit like scoring bread, isn't it? Like it gives the pastry somewhere to puff up into.
Right, I was going to say, is there any actual purpose to it?
And what I'm going to do, I think, is going to actually cut these first and then egg wash them. Because if you egg wash them first and then go and cut them, it's all slimy, isn't it? It's all slimy. So very importantly, when you're cutting sausage rolls like this, and I would actually just put those back together. This is what I did earlier on. Oh, there's a bit of apricot got in the way then. Then you can just put them back together again like that and just do the whole lot like that.
Cool.
Painter decorator extraordinaire.
Yeah.
So
You've mass produced these before.
Yeah,
haven't you?
if you're good at craft, this is really easy to do. Then we've got our final
Dukkha.
lovely.
So that's our final Moroccan sort of flavouring. So you can make your own dukkha. If you've been to a Moroccan class, you would know how to do that.
Do you want to tell them what's in it?
Yes.
too?
Is that on the Cooks Collective Moroccan?
Yes, definitely.
It is Mystique. That's right, Mystique of Morocco. So roasted hazelnuts, cumin, coriander, sesame seeds, all toasted. And you've done it. Yeah, you
I know.
cut
I'm thinking. I know
exactly what you said
so
not to do.
Either way.
So all those seeds and nuts toasted and then ground down and make a dukkha. And we have a supply of it. We keep it in the freezer so it keeps it nice and fresh. And
I reckon
have
it's
it
one
on
of
hand.
the best things, exactly, to have on hand, because a little bit of Turkish bread and a bowl of dukkha and a bowl of beautiful Cobram Estate extra virgin olive oil, and you've got nibblies done, haven't you? If you've got suddenly
if
you
you
have
haven't
the
got
hordes of people
That's
ringing your
right.
front doorbell,
if you haven't
demanding
got
drinks
your
on a Friday
sausage
night or
rolls
something.
already in the freezer, ready made, You can do
This dukkha is so beautiful, though. I know that when we made it in the class the other week when we did Moroccan, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, that tastes so much better than buying it, because you've got super fresh spices and super fresh seeds. So nothing's gone rancid, and it's all beautifully fresh, and the flavour, it's just been toasted. It's absolutely amazing. So there we go. So if you wanted to pre-do these, as did you say, or did I say that?
No, we're talking about having them, and have them in the freezer.
So you freeze them in a long piece. Don't cut them and don't dukkha them. Or
so you were saying, wait, semi-defrost and then cut them so they retain their shape, and put them in the oven. You don't have to wait for them to. Oh, we're going to need that to defrost fully, so you can
completely, absolutely. You don't need to wait for them to defrost fully.
All right, and we're going to bring some out. So these can go in and these can come out. We've got some.
And these ones I've made that are slightly bigger, so that they are more than one bite.
Mouthful size, these ones.
Those are mouthful size, yeah.
All right, so they're going in. So how long were these in for? Did you say 25
minutes? About 25 minutes at 190. They could have gone for perhaps another couple of minutes, but I think you're going to do the smear. Or I'm going to do the smear.
You do,
let's have one of these big ones.
Smear. You smear. Are we under camera? And
yes, but the cameraman's just said to me, yes, you're under, but
the side camera. All right. Okay. And then
which way does our smear look the best?
We're going to.
Oh gosh, that is so hard. Cooking's much easier than getting things in focus.
That's right.
All right. So we were saying, Bri was saying that she quite likes it. You quite like. Oh, yum! Look at that beautiful puff pastry. You quite like the smear on the plate.
Yeah.
Look,
well, we were trying to do something a little bit different. Do you want any little sprigs, and then we can.
This is how I do it. Only because, and I'm not being pedantic.
No, that's not pedantic at all.
No, facetious. So I'm not being anything. Oh, so we don't want that one, because I find that if you just throw things and it's not sort of quite so. I'm going to put a bit more of that on. Right. I love that. Yeah.
There we go.
If you really carefully, with care, throw things like that, then I find that it actually looks quite good. And if I'm taking a picture of a food photograph of some food that I've done, and I start mucking around with it, then I find that it looks like I've touched it. It looks like I've been too placing it in the right way. So I don't know.
Anyway, we thought we'd just do a different sort of presentation rather than put the yogurt in a bowl.
Yeah, and then as people, this is for having drinks.
Yeah, so you don't have to.
Do you want a glass of wine?
Yeah.
Oh, Bry's going to eat one.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, I know.
I'll just demonstrate, and then I'll let that cool.
What we could do is
cut one in
half. So the recipe is up on the website now, and there we are.
So that'll be on the website for a week.
And if you're a Cooks Collective member, then you get to have the recipe up
for as long as you remember.
For as long as you want it forever, and along with this video as well, so you can see how we made them. So I think the whole idea of this video was to show you the technique of making sausage rolls and how easy it can be. And I like making all of these sausage rolls. It makes about 16 of those large ones from a Carême puff pastry, or from 2 sheets of the puff pastry from the supermarket. And you can keep them in the freezer, and I think that they're a great little dinner idea with some roasted vegetables, or I love the yogurt with these and with the roasted vegetables. And
I still don't know if I can eat it yet.
Or you can take them cold for lunch in your lunchbox as well, which is a really, really nice thing to do. So,
or a breakfast sausage roll.
You can have a breakfast sausage roll as well.
Anytime
sausage roll.
A
sausages sort of thing, isn't it, really?
That's right.
And the last thing that I was going to say about that is that the lovely turkey or chicken and asparagus sausage roll recipe is also on the Cooks Collective.
That's right.
And it's exactly the same technique to make the sausage rolls, but we're using minced chicken or even minced turkey. That's how I first started off making those sausage rolls. Absolutely delicious with fresh asparagus when they're in season. Of course, they're not in season at the moment. I think they're coming in from Mexico as we film this video, but once we get local fresh asparagus in, oh my gosh, make the chicken and asparagus sausage rolls. They're fantastic.
We did it earlier in the well, maybe last year. We made a ladder pie, chicken and asparagus, and that was quite popular.
That was really lovely with the puff pastry, a nice big pie, and that was absolutely. Actually, I should make that at home soon. You always say that, don't you?
I'm going to make
that one at home. So join us next week.
Yes.
We're going to have.
Well, I'm here, but I'm not here. And taking my place will be Tanina Holder, the dessert queen, Thermomix dessert queen. But she's coming in to do
without Thermomix,
sans Thermomix, with her Christmas in July recipe.
Yes,
because it's just preparing you for next month.
It's 6 months to Christmas, everyone.
Yes, and but a nice winter dessert, a crumble. A fancy crumble.
It is really absolutely delicious. So there's 4 recipes in that one recipe. So very much value for money.
Tanina and Tracy in the kitchen Tuesday next week. Tune in for that. Who knows what will happen?
We'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching.
Now I'm going to eat.
Okay.